projection, 'cause it's time to wake people up. Right here, right now.
Hey everybody, so I wanted to give a quick technique to everybody who might be having some trouble focusing, and maybe always falling asleep and stuff like that. Now this technique isn't guaranteed to work, but it's one that might help you get closer and closer to the mind awake, body asleep border that's required to actually have an out-of-body experience. And it's one that kind of works on accident mode pretty much. So all you got to do is lay down, and when you're in your bed, you're laying in your bed like this, pick your arm up and hold your arm like that at your elbow, and just, balance it as much as you can to allow yourself to really fall asleep like that. And when you start falling asleep, your arm is going to eventually drop, and you'll most likely just feel something. You'll be like, what is that? And that's your arm. If you're really like me, you sometimes feel it drop, but mostly you realize it's almost all the way touching the bed. It's gone all the way down to the bed, and you can use this as sort of a trigger to let you know that you're getting that close to the mind awake, body asleep border. In fact, when it's really almost touching the bed and you didn't catch it falling, you've probably almost fallen asleep. And it's at that point that you can try one of the many techniques that you've read about on the internet. So that's just one way to get closer to the mind awake, body asleep border. And once you're there, you can do tons of other things to actually take the whole process to the next level. So for instance, if your hand is almost touching the bed, and maybe you've raised it back up and you've realized that it's happened again, or maybe your hand has fallen once or twice by now, you need to start doing your technique at that point. There's was it Robert Bruce or Robert Monroe? I forget the names. The rope method, where you visualize the rope and you're pulling the rope. You could do that technique. You could do the rollout technique, where once your arm has fallen a couple times, you can just visualize yourself rolling out of the bed. You just keep over and over visualizing yourself rolling, and each time maybe you try to feel more and more what it would be like to get that rolling feeling, or that sense of vertigo or tossing over feeling. That's the point of it. You're trying to recreate this feeling. And when you're that close to the mind awake, body asleep border, when you're that close and you're trying to recreate these feelings or put this astral pressure on your body, that's what actually makes it happen. So like the reason the rope pulling technique actually works is because if you're doing that at the right time, when your body's almost asleep, that's keeping your mind awake. The whole visualization is keeping your mind awake. And if you're doing that at the right time, it will begin to work, and you'll actually be raising up and floating out of your body, because at a certain point, it begins to be more real. That's the best way I can put it. Once your body has fallen asleep and you're still doing that technique or that visual, it will begin to happen. Everything will become more real. Everything will become more vivid. A lot of times it happens and you don't realize it, and all of a sudden, oh, a pink elephant. Oh, that's a beautiful pink. Hey, I'm gonna go over here by this pink elephant. Now, what I'm saying is, while your body is falling asleep, your mind will be bombarded with random thoughts, okay? Ignore all of these random things that your mind starts thinking about while you're trying to do your technique. For example, maybe the rope that you're visualizing might start turning into a snake, and maybe you're gonna find yourself dealing with a snake that's starting to wrap around your hand or something, and starts to squeeze your hand, and one thing leads to another, and you're dreaming. That's it. You wake up the next morning, can't remember what happened. So, hope that can put together maybe another piece of the puzzle for somebody trying to figure all this stuff out. Thanks for watching. Check out the Horry Sheet Show for more stuff.